Sons of Anarchy Season 7, Episode 9 is over, but we're just getting started here on Sons of Anarchy Live on post-show recaps. And now, here are the two guys who just came up with a creative new way to get our microphones into the studio, courtesy of Juice. Rob Cesternino and Josh Wigler. Josh, how are you doing this morning?
I'm trying to find a comfortable position to sit. This is tough. This is hard. This is very difficult.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! This week.
Josh, Bobby.
No, don't say it. If you say it, it's real, Rob. If you say it, it's real. Don't say it.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh God.
Bobby Elvis is gone.
R.I.P. Bobby. Oh,
yeah.
Elvis has left the building, but he can't really be dead. Elvis is still alive, so Bobby Elvis has to still.
No, the real Elvis is still alive, but Bobby Elvis is dead.
But Bobby Elvis is dead.
Very sad. Very sad.
What a bummer, right? Oh, man. Well, you and I talked before the show, Rob, that we were going to do this out of solidarity, in losing Bobby. So get your pen and let's gouge our eyes out in honor of Bobby. Here we go.
No, he wouldn't want us to. No, he wouldn't. He'd say maybe just do like a shot of Jack. I think that'd probably be a good tribute.
That's it? I don't need to go all the way here?
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
All right. I'll say.
Yeah, in honor of Juice, you could put the pen somewhere else.
But it's occupied.
All right, I forgot about that. Anyway, so we are live here on post-show recaps. We got the chat room up. We had to get a little bit of a work through a tech issue this morning. So if you're looking for the chat room, it's there now if you refresh the page. Also, we're following on Twitter, hashtag PS Recaps, and then also on our YouTube channel at postshowrecaps.com/YouTube. Working through, sort of like, we're going to sit Shiva a little bit. Probably for the first time ever, those words have been used in association with Sons of Anarchy, but we're going to do it.
Often used in the Greensleeves household.
Yes, yeah, Greensleeves. Yeah, all right, so anyway, Josh, we are getting close down to it. Only 4 episodes. First 9 in the books.
First 9 in the books, final 4 coming up, and it's, now we know what's up. We've been waiting for this all season long. It's something that, I don't think we wanted to have happen, but I think you needed a main character to die to really feel what's happening here, to really feel the stakes of this thing, and sadly it's Bobby who pays the price. But Bobby's gone, and now the Sons are pissed. They're very angry.
Okay, of course, Bobby's death came at the hands of August Marks, but I feel like in some ways this was the best ending for Bobby after, he lost the eye, but then once they cut his hand off, he was dead already.
Right. He would basically just be in, piney mode for the rest of all time, just wearing, a denim cutoff and not being able to ride anymore, and just, kind of being... he would still be part of the table, but he would just, I feel like that would be really rough on him. So I'm glad we don't have to see that, but I also didn't want to see him get a bullet to the brain. That was rough, too. That was really horrible, and just the way that it happened, so sudden.
Yeah. Bobby did go out like a badass.
Yes, he did.
He was basically a badass all the way to the end. He never turned on the Sons. He really called out Moses, and
that was great when he's like, "You don't want your boys to find out that you can't throw a punch because you're a pussy." It's like, whoa, those are pretty good final words.
Yeah,
although
very good.
The final words technically were "gun."
Yeah. So here's my big question from this scene that happened last night. Of course, Jax, who's not a trustworthy individual. If you were ever gonna go to Jax's house and buy something off him on Craigslist, I would say I would always have my guard up, because
and by your guard you mean you'd be wearing head-to-toe bulletproof armor.
Yeah, he did the thing where it's like, all right, you win. I'll give you what you want. But then it's not really what you're asking for. It's always some sort of he's going to pull the rug out from under you when you make this deal with him. And so we'll talk about the pastor's body plan, and maybe you can help me sort of wrap my head around that. And so as long
as we're not cutting your head off, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So after that, Jax, they send everybody away. No weapons, just mano y mano. They leave Jax with that huge hunting knife.
Did they leave him with that?
Yeah, I thought they were okay, he's good.
I didn't notice that. I guess it's basically a part of his body.
Yeah.
He can't go, and even when he's naked, he's got the hunting knife.
Okay. Whoa.
I
And
actually don't know if that's true. I don't think it's true.
And anyway, so
Unless it's
they're
hype.
left with it's Jackson Marks, and they're there, and then of course there's the gun that's planted on Bobby. Marks pulls out the gun and is like, "See, this is what you get when you lie to me." And then he turns and shoots Bobby, and
Ugh.
then leaves Jax. Why doesn't August Marks kill Jax in that spot?
I think it goes back to what August Marks told Jax in the car earlier in the season, that Damon Pope got his reputation, got to where he was by being the smartest guy on the street, and August Marks is the deadliest, which means August Marks is not the smartest, and if he was the smartest and the deadliest, he'd probably kill Jax there, because it was a dumb move. Leaving Jax alive, I couldn't explain it to you, Rob. You got to kill this guy off. You got to kill him.
But doesn't
You
okay?
kill him, and then you have the rest of your guys drive to wherever the rest of Sons of Anarchy are hiding out, and you kill all of them too. You got to kill all of them right here.
So Pope is the smartest MFer on the street. August Marks is the deadliest MFer on the street. So if we go to, you're either smart or deadly. That's the binary way of looking at the Pope Marks enterprise.
Yes.
So Pope is smart. He was also deadly though.
He was deadly, but Marx has some smarts as well. He seems like a decent businessman, but I think the ratio is off. I think that Pope had more brains than brawn, and Marx has more brawn than brains.
But shouldn't the fact that he is deadly account for him killing Jax?
Well, I think that there's also something to be said for shooting your best friend in the head and just walking away from that and making him live with that. That's pretty deadly too. Not very smart.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of the, burning Tig's daughter playbook of you have to live with it, but still, like Jax has been responsible for so much aggravation.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me how he would let Jax walk away from that.
Right. We saw how well that worked out too when they burned Tig's daughter in front of him and left him alive. Tig goes on to kill Damon Pope. So the last time that the Pope Marks syndicate, the last time that they killed a Son of Anarchy, when they get Opie killed essentially, and they leave Jax alive and leave him in play, Jax goes on to destroy Damon Pope. Literally, just goes on to get him killed. Now Marks has done it again. He has killed another member of the Sons of Anarchy right in front of Jax, and he thinks he's not going to feel the consequences of that. He's arrested by the end of the episode, and it's only going to get worse. So not smart. Very, very bad move on August Marks' part.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and.
I think he also figures that the leverage is gone at this point. So he feels fairly safe in terms of what the Sons can actually do to him. But that's where the Frankenbody comes from.
Yeah, let's talk about that, and talk to me a little bit about what exactly they did, because I was frankly a little confused.
Frankly a little confused. So I think the Frankenbody was meant to still have the body on the territory so the body is buried on one of Marx's sites. So
right.
They just cut off the head and they stitch it onto a body so that the body can still be left at the construction site in case they still need to throw Marx under the bus, which is what they end up doing.
And the body was like one of the Niners that they killed, right?
I think the body on the construction site is the pastor's body.
Okay, but the other body
that they used was one of the guys they killed. Yeah.
But here's what I didn't understand, because the preacher was a rather rotund, jolly man.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, was this guy not as big? I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, and this guy seemed like he was kind of like a jacked guy. And nobody seemed to say, like, hold on a second. Like, how come, the preacher was a heavy-set man. This is like a kind of a jacked guy with the preacher's head. Like, you could see, like, his arm sticking out, and his arm was like a muscular arm.
Yeah. It's like death Pilates, death yoga. Afterlife, Weight Watchers.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's like, it seemed like the body that they put on the preacher's head.
Hey, again, August Marks, maybe not the brightest bulb.
Yeah.
Easy to fool that guy.
Yeah. I thought what was going to happen, I thought it was going to be like Shades of the Dark Knight, and I thought that there was going to be like a bomb inside the body of the guy with the preacher's head that they gave to Marks.
Right. Yeah, that would have been fun. I mean, that would have been pretty wild even by Sam Crow standards. But
No, and then because then when Jax like got out the iPhone, he's like, "Oh, let me just show you something." I thought, "Oh, wait, here we go." And now, here goes boom goes the dynamite in Franken Preacher.
oh my God, that would have been pretty amazing.
That would have been amazing. All right, so
Well, you know what? Jax's plan was not great in terms of getting Bobby out of there alive. I think, but he could have done a little better in terms of making sure that Bobby's going to be okay here.
yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about what is going on because it was a big deal throughout this episode and most of the season about the preacher, the wife, and the son.
Yeah.
And Josh, I have to say I'm a little tired of the preacher's family.
Yeah, you don't like them anymore? Is it because she seems to be over her addiction?
Yes.
She seems to be doing well. Is it kind of like get out of the cabin?
Well,
Just
is she
go
over her
on with your
addiction?
life.
Like, what's going on with Wendy? Like, it seems like, and I'm not, a hip guy on the drug scene or anything like that. But what are they giving the preacher's wife?
I mean, I'm not a hip guy on the drug scene either, Rob. I think that they're giving her just a little bit in a cigarette.
Okay.
I think is how they're doing
Is that a cigarette or a joint?
I'm so square. I'm like the lamest person.
Is it a cigarette or a joint? It seemed like they were lacing it with something because then Wendy like wanted to like lick her fingers like it was KFC.
Is it the marijuana?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it the pot?
I don't know. Maybe some people in the chat room can help us out unravel.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm too innocent to hear about this, Rob. I've never touched a joint.
Yes. Not even your elbow?
No, I've done that.
Yes. Okay. So going back to this, like I'm not sure why Wendy is so caught up in like the rehabilitation of the preacher's wife.
Yeah. Well, Wendy's just trying to help where she can. Also, it should be noted that Wendy grabbed her chest in that scene. Did anyone else see that? That is a GIF that's circulating online today.
Whoa! Wow.
Yeah. You can go to the Sons of Anarchy Reddit, and everybody over there is very happy about that.
Okay. Jason Burning in the chat room that he knows his stuff. He says that they're putting a little bit of crack in the cigarette. That's going to take the edge off the withdrawals.
When do we get to talk about a little bit of Juice's crack? I'm just waiting for that.
All right, we'll get the Juice's crack. But anyway,
hurry up.
The son, like he made this whole big escape, and he got off completely like scot-free.
He got punched in the face by Happy, which was amazing. That was great.
But other than that, I mean, why is Jax still protecting these guys? He's like, I made a promise that I gotta protect the preacher's wife and his kid, and I'm not gonna break that promise. Like,
I think that
forget about them, Jax.
I think he doesn't want to break bad all the way.
Bobby's dead. Forget the preacher and his wife.
Bobby's dead. You got Bobby. This is like his one chance to still do something relatively good. To keep some people safe. He's crossed so many lines that I think that he's just trying to cling on to something here. I don't know why he's fixated on them so much, considering all the broken promises he's told and all of the promises he's broken along the way. But these are the two that he feels like he offered them something and he's not going to take it away. I don't know. Jack still somewhere deep down inside wants to be a good person. Doesn't believe he's a good person anymore, but I think he still wants to be.
It just seems like out of all the places Jax could have drawn this line with the preacher's wife and the kid, it's just, every time they're on the screen, it's like, enough with these two.
Right. No, I hear you. I do agree. I mean, I'd rather, we need to spend time on the meaningful stuff, like Rat and his girlfriend.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to Rat and his girlfriend. All right. Let's talk about Juice in jail.
Yes.
The juicy butt returns.
The return of the juicy butt. Whoa. In ways that we could not have predicted.
Yes. So, all right. So they're gonna give Juice a weapon, courtesy of Tully.
Yes.
And so, they're doing like a cavity search, and then I guess the guy who's on the take says, "All right, here's this."
Right, because the other cop leaves the room.
Yeah. And then he says, "All right, well, you better do something. You don't have any pockets."
He's got nature's pocket.
Nature's pocket. That's right.
His nature box.
Yeah. And Juice just almost instinctually.
He knows what to do.
He knew what to do. He knew what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good move on Juice.
Oh my God, it was a great move on Juice. That was ridiculous. I mean, what
Yeah.
else is he gonna do?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be like, can you give this to me later?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in like that cell down the hall. Can't you just like come later and give that to me? Do I have to
Can't
do
you
this
just
right
like
now?
kick it in the thing?
Or at the very least, like, could you leave the room? Like, can I have some privacy? I'm gonna need a few minutes.
It was like shades of like when Gemma and Clay were visiting in the jail cell last season.
Yeah, and also, that was like a sizable little cylinder thing that he had there. Not for nothing, but
He can handle it.
oh my gosh, I guess the
Yeah.
juicy butt is stronger than we gave credit for.
He's strong out. But like, boy, Juice really wants to get back in the Suns.
There's nothing he won't do to get back in the Sons of Anarchy, and that is proof.
Okay.
The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is the nickname for Juicy's butt.
Yeah. Let's let's not go there.
We just went there.
Because then we have to get out that image of Carl from The Walking Dead again, and it's not good.
You
Anyway,
did not have to go there, Rob. That is on you. That's on you. This
What
is on
did-
you, Rob.
what did the guard bring Juice? Like, yeah, to add to your point, like, it really is like insult to injury when the guard brings like contraband to Juice, like in a comic book.
Right.
And Juice was like, you couldn't give me the shiv like this.
It's not as fun for the guards. The guards
Well-
want to have some fun too.
All right, so what was it? It looked like there was like electrical tape,
Yeah.
and then what was the powder?
Was that some sort of drug that he's gonna like make it look like an accident for Lynn?
I mean, hard to make it look like an accident when the murder weapon is a shiv.
Yeah, I don't know.
like, I don't know
Maybe
what
just like
kind
to take the edge off.
Like, oh, he's foaming at the mouth. Quick, we need somebody. We need to open his lung, like on The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, our drug correspondent Jason, our silent
Jason,
co-host,
what is that? Was it
hook
like
us up with the info, bro.
was it drugs for Juice to do to get like amped up to go and kill Lynn, or was it like drugs to give Lynn, or was it like poison to put on the shiv?
I don't know.
I don't
Poison on the shiv seems like overkill.
That's overkill. Like, 'cause what if
Unless you stab him and maybe you don't get him fatally, but if you've poisoned him, he'll die slow. I don't know. That seems silly. That seems pretty silly.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand what was going on with that. Okay, let's talk about Abel.
Let's talk about Abel. Yeah, creepy Abel just creeping up on Gemma in that final scene there.
Where's it going with creepy Abel? Because we saw
It's a slow ride to what you called like 5 weeks ago at this point. We're just slowly getting there, closer and closer and closer. Abel hearing more and more and more and putting more and more pieces together about his grandma being the person who killed his mom. And then the question is going to become, does he deal with that himself? Does he deal with that directly? Does he tell Wendy? Does he tell his teacher? Does he tell his dad? Does he tell, I don't know, does he tell Rat Boy? Who does he tell? Or does he just tell Gemma to her face as he's like slow driving the hammer into her skull?
I don't know. Now, I felt like
more and more he really is like Damien. He's definitely like the creepy devil child at this point.
Okay, so the whole thing with Abel, with Gemma, was like, I felt like the stuff Gemma was saying, like, didn't really make sense. Like, it made sense only for, like, what Abel needs to hear her say. But she says to Bobby, or when she's standing over Bobby's body, says, I'm so sorry, Bobby. I had no idea. I couldn't see all this. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Why would Gemma say that?
Because Bobby's death is totally on Gemma. Not entirely. Certainly, August Marks shot Bobby, so you could blame August Marks for killing Bobby. But you can blame Jax and you can blame Gemma as well. Jax for buying into this fiction and going to war over a lie, and Gemma for telling the lie. And if Gemma for killing Tara. It's not just the lie. But if Gemma hadn't killed Tara, if she hadn't lied about it, Jax wouldn't be going to war against the wrong enemy. And if Jax hadn't gone to war against the wrong enemy, he wouldn't have made an enemy out of August Marks, and August Marks wouldn't have killed Bobby. So it all comes back to Gemma, and Gemma's just, this is a big wound for Gemma because everybody loved Bobby. Who doesn't love Bobby? And now Bobby's dead, and it's in a very real way Gemma's fault.
Yeah. Why did Gemma need to come up with that the Chinese did this in the first place?
I don't know. She probably was just like anybody but me. A little Sandra Diaz Twining going on here.
But
Anybody but me.
was anybody that close to figuring out that it was going to be her, that she had to completely implicate another cartel?
I don't know. I mean, they would have just kept looking eventually, unless they had, maybe they would have found her if they didn't have somewhere very specific and deliberate to look. Like if Jax doesn't have the strong evidence of his mother's word, and he's just looking into this without something like that, maybe eventually he puts together, holy shit, my mom killed my wife.
Okay.
But if she creates this very elaborate lie, it's like the more elaborate the lie, the truer it sounds. I think that's the strategy there.
All right, so Unser seems like he's putting things together, Josh.
Yeah. Don't let him know that we know about the lie. We want it to ride out.
All right, and so this was a big episode for Jari?
Jerry
in a lot of ways. Is it Jari or Jari?
It's Jerry.
Okay.
And not Jury.
So
Jury's dead.
So Jari, she has a big confrontation with Gemma.
Yeah, she does. Total smackdown on these two. She smacks Gemma, and then Gemma just like shoves her across the universe. That was incredible.
Yeah. And
don't fight Gemma.
Yeah.
I don't think I would even take Jax in a fight with Gemma. I think Gemma wins that one.
And so she says to Gemma, like, hey, I'm trying to help you solve the murder of your daughter-in-law.
Yeah, and Gemma's like, I don't want you to do that, because it's me. I did it.
Yeah. So did you feel like that Gemma was convincing in that just her hatred of the cops exceeds her desire to see justice?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that she sold the tough chick thing pretty well there in her scene with Jerry. I think that she seemed pretty convincing to me. Everything from the fact that like Jerry says, if you ever smack me again, I'll arrest you, and then Gemma says, yeah, you probably should arrest me, because if you ever touch me again, I'll shoot you in your stupid throat.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
Gemma calls out the fact that that Jerry is on the payroll, and so and also on the Chibs.
Yeah, she's on the payroll and she's on the Chibs. She's on the Scott.
Yes, which leads me to the scene between Chibs and Jerry.
Best scene of the night?
I'm so confused. I'm so confused about this.
Oh, I'm kidding. I mean, best scene of the night was Juice.
Yeah, sure. I just like, is Jerry just like madly in love with Chibs?
Yeah, this thing it got hot and heavy real fast. They've fallen hard for each other, man.
It's like Chibs is a good looking guy, but I mean he's not Jax Teller.
He's no Jax Teller. But
Chibs, I need you to prove that you like me. Take me right now in public, and if you don't, that means you don't care about me.
Yeah, man. Jerry's just surprising us more and more with every episode, just doing things you don't expect her to do.
So
She knows what she wants. She's a woman who knows what she wants and she gets it.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, are there that many other women fighting her for Chibs right now?
Chibs has the bad boy thing going on. And he's not even a reformed bad boy yet. He's just like full bad boy.
No, and he's like trying to give her like misinformation to be his pawn in Jax's latest plan.
Right.
Of okay, here's like a body that we cut the head off, and
it's not. Is it? You would call it misinformation here that he's trying to give her? I think he's trying to give her a legitimate win.
Yeah, but it's that basically like they're trying to get her to be their pawn in this plan that they did.
They're trying to work together. This is the relationship that they're trying to forge here, and Charming is like some sort of working relationship between Charming, PD, and the Sons.
Yeah, because I mean, think about what happened. It's like the Sons killed the preacher.
Yeah.
And then they buried him, and then they went and then they dug up the preacher.
Yeah.
And then they buried him on one of August Marx's construction sites, and then they went back to the construction site. and then they cut off the preacher's head
Yeah.
and then put like a different body on there, or no, they took the preacher's head and put a different guy's head on the preacher's body, and then put it in the grave, and then drew a map to it, and then went to Jerry. He went to Jerry, and they said, "Here's a map to what August Marks did. You should go arrest him."
Yeah. Sounds like a win to me.
Like, I was like, all right, well, if you want me, if you want me to believe you, Chibs, you have to do me right now.
It's an honesty test. It's better than a lie detector test.
Yes, because I'm not sure how I really equate. Like, if you care about this relationship right now, we'll have sex right here in public, Chibs.
Do you think that if Unser found out about this, he'd be really bummed that he missed it?
Yeah.
He likes watching people have sex with each other.
He would have been a good what's the name of the guy that was like that?
Quinn?
Yeah, he was just like sort of just like
Yeah.
yeah. He was just
Buster was there and be like, oh, this is good.
yeah.
Oh, this is good stuff.
Oh my God. Anyway, so let's go back to Unser, trying to circle back through this. So Unser knows that obviously something is up with the Sons, but he wants to let it play out.
Right. He knows that the Sons are trying to use Juice to kill Henry Lynn. And now the other piece of the puzzle is they know without a shadow of doubt that the person who Jax killed in the season premiere, who they believe was the man who killed Tara, was somewhere else that night. That guy has an alibi. He's
Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn is done as far as being a suspect here. So they know that both Juice and Gemma, at least, are lying. I don't know if Unser knows that it's just them who are lying. I don't know if he knows if he suspects that the rest of the Sons are lying as well. But he knows at the very least that Juice and Gemma are lying. This is a big piece of the puzzle that's fallen into his lap, and we'll see where it takes him from there. I think, just further and further down the rabbit hole until he, I don't know, gets a carving fork to the back of the head.
Okay, so Unser is really closing in on this, and it's kind of crazy that that his camper, which is set up at Tellermorrow.
It's just a urinal on wheels. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, but it's the home base for the operation, which is the murder Gemma committed.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's the mole.
Yeah. There was an interesting scene at Tellermorrow last night where Nero showed up, and then Nero had a little interaction with Chucky. I know that you are a big proponent of the Chucky is the rat theory, Josh. Did that help? Firm up that theory for you at all?
Not necessarily, but I am seeing the Chucky theory getting a little more traction again on the Sons of Anarchy Reddit. That's a theory that I saw today. So I think I IM'd this to you yesterday, Rob. That somebody is saying that Chucky could be the rat based on his relationship with Henry Lynn. I'm trying to pull it up because it's actually. There's a quote from one of Chucky's first appearances that's pretty good, where he says it's a conversation between him and Clay,
right?
And he's saying this is season 1, episode 5. It's the first time we're meeting Chucky. Chucky says Lynn was really sloppy with his money. He was an arrogant, wasteful prick. There's so much of it too, counterfeiting, prostitution. So I cooked his books for about a year, skimmed a little, hoping he'd fire me, but nobody noticed, so I kept on skimming. Then Clay asked him, what did you get busted for? And Chucky says, Lynn's lawyer finally caught on. I got scared, so I blew the whistle and I cut a deal. And then Clay says, oh, so you're a thief and a rat. And Chucky says, I accept that. So he's been called a rat before. He's worked with Lynn before. Who knows? Just saying. I feel like if it's RoboCop who's the rat, I feel like that's so obvious, and I feel like Chucky would be a real sucker punch. And I don't think that it can be anyone in the Sons. I think you got to take everybody in the Sons off the table at this point, and Jury's off the table too. I think you believe him when his dying words are basically, "I didn't rat you out."
Yeah, I just feel like that's still pretty thin to base the whole theory on.
I don't know.
It's thin.
Just saying. He's got a relationship with Lynn. He's got access to a lot of stuff with the Sons of Anarchy. Nobody suspects him. Everybody underestimates him. He's trying to get Gemma's ear. I think if you're looking at Chucky as a rat, it's a little alarming.
Okay. Now there's an actual character named Rat. Do you think
Yes.
the rat could be Rat?
Well, we talked about that a little bit last week, as maybe that would, like, he's the only person in the Sons that I would feel comfortable saying is a rat. I know that there's a lot of people who are pointing fingers at Chibs and Tig. I don't see how Tig would be involved in this, or how
That makes no sense.
That would be a real stretch for me. But until this week, I would have said I could see it with Rat. But Rat's talking to his girlfriend Brooke about how he doesn't want to screw up both being in love and being in the club. So I think that this storyline that we're getting with Rat, for me, makes it feel like he's being ruled out as being somebody who could be turning on Sam Crow.
Yeah, I would say probably my most frustrating moment of watching the episode came during the Brooke and Rat scenes. Like, I'm fine, all these other stories that we want to get into, what Jax is doing, going to go see Greensleeves, and any of these things. But now when we're giving Rat and Brooke a story, like, it's just not necessary.
Okay, so Ding, Marry, Kill. The Rat and Brooke storyline.
Yeah.
The pastor's wife and stepson storyline. And Greensleeves. Okay. And Greensleeves.
Greensleeves, Ding Greensleeves.
Oh my God.
Marry the preacher and his son and kid, and then kill.
So the rat thing is really your least favorite.
It's just, why are we spending time? Like, at least there are main characters involved with those other things. Like, why are we inventing things to give Rat and Brooke airtime? Unless it's going to turn out that Rat is the rat, or that these characters are going to have some major purpose in the story. Like, why are we just inventing subplots for characters that we don't care about?
If I had said the juicy butt scene from last night instead of Greensleeves, would that have changed your answer?
But at least Juice is a main character and is involved in the story. Why are we spending time with Rat?
You would have dinged the juicy butt scene.
Sure, you got to.
All right, I just want to hear you say that.
Okay. Let's just see. Anything else? Indian Hills. Let's talk about what's going on.
Indian Hills. Yeah, war is totally brewing here, right? I mean, this is bad news for Redwood Original.
Yeah. How are we gonna have time to wrap all of this stuff up in 4 episodes? Like, we're spending time with Rat and Brooke and talking about the relationship. We got Indian Hills, we got August Marks, we got Lynn, we've got the Nazis, we have Tara's death, we have all these things going on, and we're gonna spend 10 minutes with Brooke and Rat.
Season 8.
No, spin-off. Rats of Anarchy.
Yeah, Rats of Anarchy.
Hanging out with Rat. Da-da-da. What's up, Brooke? Boom, boom. How's your mom? Okay.
My name's Rat. Yeah, I would watch Rats of Anarchy.
Yeah. Okay.
What if this ends with Rat being the new president of the Sons of Anarchy? It's the Rats of Anarchy.
Prez Rat.
President Rat.
Yeah, and Old Lady Brooke.
Old Lady Brooke.
So it's coming this fall to FX.
Hope for the future, man. Rats of Anarchy. Let's we'll be podcasting about that in about a year.
Yeah. All right. So Indian Hills, they are going to be taking this to some sort of a tribunal.
They're like talking to like all the different charters of Sons of Anarchy and being like, listen, Jax Teller straight up murdered our president. He's saying that it was justified, that Jury was a rat. We didn't see that. We have no reason to believe that Jury was a rat. We got to do something about this. So yeah, they're moving against Jax, and they give him the heads up that they're talking to the rest of the different charters in the Sons, and that might be very bad for Redwood Original. They could be voted out.
Could Jax get impeached from the Sons of Anarchy?
I wonder if he could get impeached, or just like if everybody else withdraws, and now Sons of Anarchy is down to 5 people.
Yeah.
And that's something that could have been alluded to with Jax's conversations with the leader of the Grim Bastards, who is like, my table is dwindling. I've got nobody left. And that could be, foreshadowing of the fact that, by the end of this thing, the rest of all of the other charters of Sons of Anarchy just, break away.
Yeah, we just don't know that much about the structure of the Sons of Anarchy system. Like, we don't really know exactly how it works or anything like that. To me, it's sort of like, it's like in Starbucks, they have like the first Starbucks that was like in Seattle, and then there's all these other Starbuckses. Like, can all the other Starbuckses like get together and kick out like the manager of the Seattle Starbucks?
I think that'd be great. I'd like to watch that happen. That's a good reality show.
Yeah. Okay.
Survivor Starbucks.
Sons of Coffee. Yeah.
Sons of Coffee.
That'll be good. Coming soon to.
Beans of Anarchy.
Yeah, that's the show that's on right after Rats of Anarchy.
I still prefer Rats of Anarchy.
From the mind of Kurt Sutter comes Beans of Anarchy.
Brewing lots of coffee.
All right, let's take some questions here. Let's go from one. This is from Ratnick, who says, since the Sons have control over both the prison and police force, which almost certainly committed a mass murder against the Triads, why are the Sons having such a hard time with August? Just get the corrupt cops to make some false arrests, and bam, problem solved.
Is Ratnick a part of Rats of Anarchy?
Yes, he's the VP.
First 9?
Yes.
Is under Rats,
Rat
does
9.
everyone just have Rat in front of their name? Like if there's a guy named John, it's like Rat John?
Yes.
You'd be Rat Rob and I'd be Rat Josh?
Yes.
All right. Why don't they do that? Because I think August Marks is pretty powerful. He seems pretty well connected, and he seems like the kind of guy that you really got to bust on something real.
He's got no weaknesses.
He's got no weaknesses.
Yeah.
You need leverage.
All right, so let's take this question. This is from Bass Lindo. It says, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that they're setting up something with Abel in regards to Gemma's secret. I personally have a guess as to what this is. Abel's going to kill Gemma, but now hold on. Not until the very last scene of the series, and in a flash forward, the lead-up could be different things, but for the heck of it, I'm going to throw some guesses out there how the Tara thing is going to unfold. After the retaliation against Marks and Lynn, either Abel or Officer Jerry will somehow spill the beans to Jack, the coffee beans.
Yeah, the beans of anarchy.
Jax will get killed by Unser.
Jax is going to get killed by Unser?
Yes, in the flash forward.
No way. I'm sorry, kid. I had to.
Okay. All right. What about Nathan? He has this question. Can you read this?
Sure. Yeah. Nathan asks, "Am I the only one who is thinking that the truth about Tara's murder won't come out until the final episode? And I feel like that would be a huge disappointment. I would like to see that story arc play out over at least the last 4 episodes. Do you guys agree?" Nathan, for you. Nathan, I share your concern. I think that we could be looking at like the final 1 or 2 episodes of the series being Gemma's secret out of the bag, and yeah, I do think that would be disappointing. I already feel like it's a little late. I think that this should have come out earlier, and I think a lot of fans are feeling that as well. That it would have been nice to see Gemma's truth come out earlier in the season, so that could really play out in these final few episodes. But that's not where we are. I hope it's not just reserved for that final episode, but I could see it happening for sure.
Okay. Mark Solera says, is there a possibility that Juice commits suicide in jail? He knows that this is his one out to kill Lynn, and it's getting harder for him to do so. Those last shots of Juice with the shank really make it look like it's possible foreshadowing. Do you think that Juice could commit suicide?
Well, he's certainly tried before. It's not it wouldn't be the first time. It'd be at least the second, if not the third time that he's tried that. So I could see it. I think that would be disappointing. But I could see it happen, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Mayhem. Mayhem says they need to focus more on Tara's murder. Now that August killed Bobby, they probably want some kind of revenge. Most likely they're going to get him in prison and order Juice to kill him and Lynn. There ain't much time left to reveal that Gemma killed Tara.
Yeah, totally. Listen, I want some resolution on that Gemma Tara stuff as well. However, if we are like building towards Juice versus August Marks and Henry Lynn in jail in like some sort of like epic 3-way fist fight, I would love that. I'd be very happy with that. That would be great.
By the way, I got a chance to watch some Anarchy afterward.
Yeah. How was that?
Well, it was odd. It was a little weird
Why?
because
What happened?
well, the guest was Mark Boone Jr. Bobby, well, he got to appear as the guest, and he seemed like he was visibly upset about dying on the show.
Yeah.
He was very emotional and very upset. And unlike where like some of these AMC after shows like Talking Bad or Talking Dead, there's like a panel where it'd be like, hey, what's going on? This is Anarchy Afterward. We've got Mark Boone Jr. is here, Sinbad is here, and
Right.
then and also we have also Dennis Rodman is here also. So stick around. We'll be right back. But it was just sort of like in the one-on-one, like Mark Boone Jr. came out. Again, no music when like that when he came out. It's like, all right, let's welcome our guest, Mark Boone Jr. And he just like sort of like lumbered out. And then it was like sort of like a very awkward, like he wanted to sit at the head of the table, and it was I don't know if it was shtick or what. It was like really like 5 minutes of very awkward TV.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then like the host switched seats with him so Bobby could sit at the head of the table, but then they realized that he needed to switch back because that's where his microphone was. It was just like you definitely should check it out.
Oh God. No, that makes me feel really uncomfortable just hearing about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
No, it was pretty great. It was pretty
I
good.
want to remember Bobby in a positive light. I don't want to remember Bobby fumbling around for microphones and jockeying for the better seat at the table. I don't want to remember that.
Okay. All right. Films are best wants to know. Also, what if Abel is the rat? He seems to eavesdrop a lot. That's what films. Is it possible?
No one suspects Abel. Sure, it's possible. Absolutely. What if he just went to Henry Lynn and said, "My dad, he's coming after you. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
It's an accident.
Can I have a cookie?"
Do you know what that means?
Even even Abel getting cookies, like even him grabbing a cookie is terrifying at this
Yeah.
point.
No, he should. If they remake The Shining, they need this kid.
Oh yeah, he'd be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
All right, let's see.
Mr. Teller. Red Rob.
One or two more questions. Let's see. This is from Films Are Best. Wants to know, how are you guys finding the pace of the show? I feel it's been really slow these last few weeks. We're all just waiting for someone to find out about and spill the beans on Gemma. Coffee
The Beans
beans?
of Anarchy. The Beans of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've now talked about this a few times, even just on today's podcast. So Rob, what are you thinking about the pace of the show?
I think it's slow.
Yeah.
Maybe this should have been an 8-episode final season.
Yeah.
I understand it's business, and we want to try to make as many shows as we can and keep it going, and we love these characters, but just like the majority of the business that we've spent this season between the triad and what's going on with August Marks and trying to outmaneuver August Marks. It's just like instead of like wrapping up the stories we came into this season with, we created like a lot of new stories, and I don't know if any of the new stories that we created we care about that much. It's really the one big story that we did care about coming into the season. We really have not spent a lot of time, getting any light shown on it.
Right. It's just been getting more and more complicated.
Yeah.
And like every episode, like it's just like a little bit closer and closer to the truth, but it still hasn't happened, and we're 9 episodes in now. So yeah, I think some people are frustrated about this final season, and for me, it's going to really depend on how they bring it in for a landing. If they can bring it in for a really badass landing, I'm good. And I thought this episode last night had some highs, and I think that. I'll miss the guy, but I think killing somebody, of Bobby's importance, I think was a step in the right direction for the show. Without going into the spoilers for another show, we've compared, if not on the podcast, certainly offline, Rob, about this season versus like the final season of Breaking Bad, which ended last year, and how that final season really was kind of breathless and hits the ground running, and every single episode something major is happening, and it's really building towards something inevitable. And that pace is not here this season, and that's fine. Shows should be different from each other. Not every final season of a show should be the Breaking Bad final season, but they're going to need to justify the pace. Is all I'm saying. They're going to need to sell myself, certainly a bunch of other fans, I think they're going to need to sell us on why things are going at the pace that it's going.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week to talk about episode 10, double digits of the final season, and then be back with you guys next Wednesday morning. This was a very lively discussion. Thank you guys for joining us here in the morning. I know that it's kind of a crazy time to talk about Sons of Anarchy, but I appreciate you guys showing up and being here live with us on Wednesday mornings at 10:30.
Yes, absolutely. We would stay up later, but oh my God, this show ends very late.
It's a late show. But anyway, also thanks to everybody who watches in the archives as well. We really appreciate it. So we want to hear from you guys and know your take on Sons of Anarchy and also how we're doing. Leave us a comment on post-show recaps or on our YouTube channel at postshowrecaps.com/YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to the Sons of Anarchy podcast. The big 4-episode finish is coming. So, postshowrecaps.com/Sons of Anarchy. Last question for you, Josh Wigler. No music in the episode. No opening montage. No closing montage.
No green sleeves.
No green sleeves. Also, no music for Mark Boone Jr. on Anarchy Afterward. Is it the day the music died? Is there any connection there that Bobby Elvis dies and no music?
Oh, yeah, I see that. Wow. Yeah, I think that's as good a read as any.
Yes. Also, a correction that a lot of people have pointed out. The reason why they had the shot of the arm, that was the pastor's arm because the pastor had tattoos. My point is still, though, that the pastor was kind of like a big guy.
Looking trim as a corpse.
He looked very svelte in the afterlife. Okay. All right. Anyway, so
should we give a hashtag, Rob?
Give me a hashtag.
I think we could go Rats of Anarchy on this one.
Rats of Anarchy. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.